Who was Miyamoto Musashi? In Japan's Edo period was born a samurai who went to become the greatest swordsman of the period. He was Miyamoto Musashi. A prodigious child, he trained himself at the art of swordfighting at an early age, so much so that at the age of 13, he went on to win his first duel. Musashi spent the greater part of his life wandering through the countryside, challenging people to prove his outright capabilities and toughness. Overall, he won 60 duels in his life, some of which was against multiple enemies. He was the founder of the Hyōhō Niten Ichi-ryū or Niten-ryū style of swordsmanship and the author of The Book of Five Rings, a book on strategy, tactics, and philosophy that is still widely read and referred to today. Childhood and early life. Exact details of Miyamoto Musashi's birth is not known, but it is said that he was born in 1584 in the Miyamoto village in Harima province to Shinman Munasai, a martial artist and master of the sword and jute. It is speculated that when young Musashi turned 7, he was raised by his uncle Dorinbo in Shoryan Temple. A Buddhist follower himself, Dorindo trained the young lad at Buddhism. He was even taught the basic reading and writing skills. His father gave him training in sword and in the family art of jute. However, the training was short-lived and ended with his father's relocation to the village of Kawakami. He received his formal education from Yoshioka Ryu Dojo School. Career. His first ever duel was at the age of 13 against the samurai Arima Kihei, who fought using the Kashima Shinto Ryu style, founded by Sukahara Bokuden. He successfully challenged the latter with his excellence at swordsmanship. In 1599, he moved out of his village, leaving his family possessions with his sister and brother-in-law. He spent much of his time in engaging himself in duels. The following year, i.e. in 1600, a war incurred between the Toyotomi and the Tokugawa, during which he supported and fought from the Toyotomi side against the Tokugawa. Not much is known of what occurred later on, as he disappeared from the side. He is next reported to have challenged Yoshioka Seijiro, master of the Yoshioka school, for a duel. The latter accepted the duel, which was to be held outside Rendaiji in Rakuhoku, in the northern part of Kyoto. He won the duel and received the title of unrivaled under heaven. From 1605 to 1612, he traveled extensively all over Japan in Musho Shugyo, which was a warrior pilgrimage site. It was during this time that he honed his skills for the duels. Meanwhile, in 1611, he started practicing zazen at the Myoshinji temple. It was there that he met Nagaoka Sado, vassal to Lord Hosokawa Tadaoki. Tokodi in turn was a powerful lord who had received the fief of northern Kyushu after the Battle of Sekigahara. The following year, 1612, he had a duel with Sasuke Moyer, popularly known as the Demon of the Western Provinces. However, he successfully outstripped the latter as well, using a baka that he made from an oar. In this duel as well, he kept his trademark sign of coming in late. In 1614, he yet again participated in the war between the Toyotomi and the Tokugawa, but it is unknown which side did he fight for. In 1615, he served as the foreman or construction supervisor for Lord Ogasawara Tadanao of Harima province. To acquire the position, he first gained the skills required for the post. Continue reading below. During his term as a foreman, he helped lay out the Akashi Castle. He even went on to teach martial arts to students, giving them specialization in the art of shuriken throwing. Around the same time, he adopted a son, Miyamoto Makinosuke, in 1621. He defeated Miyaki Gunbei and 3 other adepts of the Togen Ryu in front of the Lord of Himeji. After the resounding success of his duel against Miyaki Gunbei, he started planning the town of Himeji. He then wrote a scroll of Enmei Ryu teachings called Writings on the Sword Technique of the Enmei Ryu for his school, which he had established. The main purpose of the school was to impart training using 2 swords of the samurai as effectively as a pair of sword and jute. In 1622, upon the appointment of his adoptive son as a vassal, he started a new journey, moving to Edo in 1623, where he became friends with Confucian scholar Hayashi Reizan. At Edo, he applied for the position of a swordsmaster to shotgun but was rejected. Upon denial, he moved on to Oshu, where he adopted a second son, Miyamoto Lori, with whom he moved to Osaka. In 1633, he started staying with Hosokawa Tadatoshi daimyo of Kumamoto Castle, who had moved to the Kumamoto fief in Kokura, to train and paint. The following year, he finally settled in Kokura with Lori, later on serving the daimyo Ogasawara Tadazane. He played a major role in the Shimabara Rebellion, which began in 1637 by the Christian peasantry on the western island of Kyushu. This was his sixth and last battle where he took on the role of a strategist, directing the troops. In 1640, he became the retainer of the Hosokawa lords of Kumamoto. The following year, he wrote a work called the Hyōhō Sanju Go, or 35 Instructions on Strategy, for Hosokawa Tadatoshi. It was this work that later on formed the basis for Go Rin no Sho. Personal life and legacy. In 1642, he suffered from attacks of neuralgia, which led to a deteriorating health condition. The following year, he retired to the cave called Reigondo where he penned the Book of Five Rings. By 1645, he finished the work. He died on June 13, 1645 of thoracic cancer. His body was interred in armor within the village of Yuge, near the main road near Mount Iwato, facing the direction the Hosokawas would travel to Edo. Trivia: he is the author of the famous work on Japanese samurai strategy, the Book of Five Rings.